Understand that attackers can gather information to strengthen attacks. Why this principle? Sharing information about system designs, development processes, and research findings can be beneficial to the whole ML user community. While responsible disclosure, if an attack occurs, is an important part of good security practice and is likely to improve ML security throughout the industry. But reconnaissance is often the first stage in an attack, and publishing too much information could help attackers. Information about model performance, architectures, and training data can help an attacker to develop attacks, as discussed in Principle 3.3, Deployment, Minimizing an Adversary's Knowledge. Let's consider how this may increase your system vulnerability. If the open-source parent model that you are using for transfer learning is publicly known, you are helping an attacker with a transfer attack. Transfer attacks can be developed on a surrogate model with the same parent model as the victim and transfer across, with any model similarities helping the transferability of the attack. A model trained using transfer learning is particularly vulnerable to this type of attack because the victim model has many of the same properties as the surrogate used for attack creation. While this risk should be recognized, you should also consider the many positives of transfer learning, which, when carried out securely, discussed in Section 4, in operation, continual/online learning allows you to cut costs, training time, and carbon emissions. When deciding whether to release information, consider the balance between the motivation for sharing, marketing, publication, or improving security practices while protecting core system, development, and model details. This balance requires understanding the implications on your system vulnerability of releasing information. As a part of this balance, you should also consider when a model or system may be used in future, rather than just in its current application or format. Many elements of the ML industry have roots in research and academia, where there is a culture of knowledge sharing. This means that details of many models in operation may already be public knowledge. What are the goals of this principle? You understand the risks of disclosing information and how releasing unnecessarily detailed information could advantage to an attacker. You understand that information on any of your publicly available assets may also be available to adversaries. This could include code libraries, pre-trained models, or open-source datasets. You can make a balanced assessment of the benefits and risks of sharing information about your systems. Strengthen your approach, processes, development. Develop a process or framework to review information intended for public release and assess the risk it could pose to your system. Seek views from a range of backgrounds, for example, ML practitioners, security, software developers, non-technical subject matter experts, to build up a comprehensive picture of the potential impact. Guidance. Creating the right process starts with identifying what information is required to go through the process itself. Examples may include marketing material, privacy policies, and an organization's contributions to academic literature or open-source software. The process should be tailored for your application and risk appetite, but it's likely to include an assessment of the information to be released against known vulnerabilities, such as those in MITRE ATLAS, the information to be released against the vulnerabilities in your system, how releasing the information will benefit your organization, system, or the wide community, whether the intended message of publication can reduce negative impact on security. When releasing information that confirms you are using open-source assets, especially models or datasets, this should align with your risk appetite. This can be done by carrying out a risk assessment for your model's usage situation and other details of your system. Strengthen your people. Make sure that all staff, not just staff in technical roles, involved in releasing information to the public are trained on the potential impact of releasing the material. Make them aware of the required processes for releasing different types of material, for example, marketing material, privacy policies, or contributions to academic literature or open-source software. Guidance. Brief the risks to non-technical staff. The aim of this briefing should be to make sure they understand what material should be reviewed and how to do so. Tailor this briefing to the level of technicality needed, depending on roles.